So now I'm going to show you what happens when I make these values really small. I switch to the fractional frame so I can zoom in a bit. And you can see already what's happening. It's actually it's showing rounding errors. And when I scale these values even more, these effects will become worse and worse. As you can see, even more. And probably when I scale it again, it will completely break. As you can see, it's completely broken now. So how do I prevent this? Well, the good thing is when I use expressions, this won't happen. So I'm going to start with the light. That's the simplest to do. I'm going to remove everything by just using shift and click and going in there again. And what I'm going to do now is create a new expression. Call it L left, as in light left. And I'm going to take the time times my frames per second of my scene, 25 in this case because I'm using pole. The amount of times I want the light to turn from red to blue, 10 times. And I'm going to give it a very small offset, so that prevents other strange bugs from happening and rounding errors. Something like this. And I want it to turn on and off depending on the frame I'm on. So I'm using a bitwise operator, and that should do it. So when I apply it right now, as you can see, it's working. It's giving me, I'm not sure if it's giving me 10 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it turns from red to blue 5 times, or it has 10 states in this case. I want to make sure it's going to happen a lot, so I won't have to worry about the motion blur. It's happening 100 times in one frame. So it's switching 100 times in one frame right now from red to blue. And of course I'm going to do the same for the other ones. I'm going to create a new light right expression, add this one, and I'm going to add a value to make sure it's different from the other ones. So I'm going to apply this, and there you go. Now I need to use this for my camera as well. So I'm going to my camera, the one that I broke. I'm going to remove my keyframes. Just make sure there's just one there, just to make sure nothing funny happens. Placed on 0. I'm going to create a new one. I'm calling it Stereo Cam. Now, what it has to do is move to the left and to the right, depending on the frame it is, on which piece of time it is. So it needs to move. Oh, what did I just type? Okay, there. It needs to move the amount of my eye separation divided by 2 for going in the left, which is 0.08. I'm using 16 centimeters, so to the left would be 8 centimeters, and to the right would be 8 centimeters. I'm going to multiply it by this. I'm going to check if it actually works. Well, that seems to be working. Only it's moving 1 meter. Because I need to do this. There we go. As you can see, it's moving minus 8 centimeters 100 times per frame. Now I'm going to add. I'm going to do the right eye, which needs to be inverted. This value needs to be inverted, and we're going to do that with a not operator, which basically inverts a 0 to 1 and a 1 to 0. And oh, I need to put these in these. Or not. There we go. Oh, probably won't even need these. There you go. So, I'm gonna check my motion blur on my camera, which can be 1% now. And of course I need to switch to whole frames again. And as you can see, the the offset on the tank is, well, very small right now. I'm going to make sure this part of my tank is on my convergence plane so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna move it a bit. Put a bit over here. That should do it. Let me take a peek. There are some boxes in the way, of course. Typical. Move it a bit over here. There. Well, there's barely any motion blur, as you can see. Well, there's still some. So I'm going to make this even smaller. Going in here again. Times 10, times 10. Going to do the same for my left. Well, where did you go? 2000. 2000. I have no idea how far I can go before everything breaks down. Maybe it should be 0.1. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, as you can see, the motion blur is practically gone on my convergence plane. So that should do it. If I were to animate my tank in even more extreme, it should hold up. So I were to move this one over here, this one over here. It's still holding up, as you can see, and the tank is moving, well, pretty fast right now. So as you can see, that should hold up real nice. There you have it. A very simple setup to do some stereo anaglyphic previewing right from within the OpenGL view of Lightwave. Hope this is useful to anyone, and see you next time. Bye bye.